Hello, dedicated parent. I love that you found your way here because that shows you're taking action right now to help your child. And since you're watching this video, I probably don't need to tell you how important reading is to setting your child up for success. But what you probably don't know is what's stopping your child from finally reading at grade level. And if you have a couple minutes right now, I can help you with that. And I can also give you access to some reading strategy video lessons you can give to your child to help them learn a step-by-step strategic approach to succeeding at reading assignments in any class, even math. So if you don't know me yet, my name is David. I'm the co-founder and head reading coach at Boss Readers. I've been a reading teacher for over 20 years, and I've helped thousands of students become stronger readers. I also know firsthand how hard it is for parents because my own son struggled with reading when he was younger. And for me, what I think the hardest part is as a parent is seeing my child struggle and not knowing what to do to help. And while each student is unique as an individual, over my years of teaching, I began to notice a pattern of what was really keeping students stuck. And it turns out there are 5 main types of reading blockers. The confidence blocker. Now, let's look at what that means, and more importantly, how you can help your child right now. Big picture. This means your child does not have a positive mindset when it comes to practicing reading yet, right? You're probably hearing your child talk about how everyone else is better than they are, or they're not good at reading, they'll never be good at, like, there are many ways to phrase it, but basically your child is continually thinking, I'm a bad reader. And it's final, like, that's the way it is, and that's the way it'll always be. Like in my classes, I often see kids who struggle with a confidence blocker get extremely frustrated, like whenever they make a mistake. And the mistake I see a lot of parents make, and lots of teachers too, is that they don't realize how confidence is built. So let's break that down a little bit because it's really going to help you out. So the first thing you need to know is that reading is a learned skill, just like piano or soccer or chess. Like, the science is super clear on this. It's not a natural ability. Here's well-known reading researcher Marianne Williamson, right? Listen to what she says.
Our human brain was never born to read. We don't have a single structure. We don't have a single gene. This is a fundamental insight. If the brain was never born to read, that means it has to form this whole circuit anew with every child that's ever born on the earth.
Here's the most important idea from her research. And once I learned this, it forever changed the way I looked at reading. The new circuits and pathways the brain creates in order to read become the foundations to be able to think in new, different, and innovative ways. So the big problem is that when you don't realize that reading is a learned skill, it can lead to this intervention mindset. The underlying thinking is that there's something wrong with your child because they aren't reading at grade level yet. And every parent I talk to is very well-meaning. Like, you wouldn't be here if you didn't care about your kid. And I totally understand the worry, right? Remember, I still remember getting the call from my kid's school when he was in 3rd grade. So I get the worry, I really do. But left unchecked, this intervention mindset can eventually make your child think that there's something wrong with their brain because reading's so difficult. And once we think that something is really hard and it's impossible and there's nothing we can do, we often then stop trying. But there is hope. Now that you understand that reading is a learned skill, the next step is understanding how to improve your child's confidence in reading. So here's what I've found are the biggest, most important actions for you to take right now. So let's look at how confidence is built, all right? Confidence comes through small moments of mastery over time. The cycle goes like this: see, feel, change. We see some progress that makes us feel positive, and then we change our thinking. It's an experiential process. So telling someone that they're good at something does not help their confidence, right? You've got to go through the experience of the cycle. And one of the most important things I really want you to get here is that your words do make a huge difference, but specifically, you got to use them in the right way. So the first thing I want you to start doing right now to help your child with their mindset is pay attention to how you talk to them when they're trying things. It could be reading, it could be anything, any skill they're trying to learn. This study really helped me be. This is an experiment that Carol Dweck did with 400 New York 5th graders. She wanted to see how types of praise affected performance. Every child was given a set of fairly easy puzzles to solve. Then a researcher gave each child their results and also gave them a single sentence of praise. One group was told, "You must be smart at this," which is praising for intelligence. One group was told, "You must have worked really hard," which is praising for effort. Then they were given a choice about their second set of puzzles. The kids could choose between a harder or easier set. 90% of the kids praised for effort chose the harder set of puzzles. Most of the kids who were praised for intelligence chose the easier set. Now, why did that happen? Dweck wrote, "When we praise children for their intelligence, we tell them that's the name of the game. Look smart, don't risk making mistakes."
Then the kids were all given a third round of puzzles, all of them significantly harder. None of the kids did well. However, the two groups responded very differently. The praised for effort group dug in and grew very involved in the challenge. The praised for intelligence group fell apart and reported that they hated the harder test. Dweck wrapped up the experiment with a fourth group of puzzles, which was the same difficulty as the first round. The score for the effort group increased by 30%, but the intelligence group decreased their scores by 20%. Dweck reran this study 5 times to make sure it was accurate. It was. She said, "We are exquisitely attuned to messages telling us what is valued. I think we go around all the time looking, trying to understand who we are. So when a clear message comes, it can send a spark."
So what you can start doing right now is that whenever you hear your child talking about not being good at something, have them add the word yet to the end of the sentence. And I want you to help them experience the see-feel change. Now, after coaching thousands of kids to become stronger readers over the past 20 plus years, these are what I've found are the 3 main phases they all go through. Any guesses what they might be? I want to be a reader. I can be a reader. I will be a reader. So in the want phase, this is when your child comes to the decision that reading is a valuable skill and they want to put the time into reading at grade level. They want to be able to read any text that any teacher puts in front of them, and they want to read for fun. And they find the books that are their books, like the ones they choose and claim as their own. Now, the I can phase is the skill building phase. And this is when students are building confidence in their ability because they're able to what we call win the reading game, which means they can understand a piece of text. The I will phase is when they actively make reading a regular part of their lives. This is when the identity piece really kicks in and your child claims reading as a part of who they are. I am a reader. One important thing to understand about these phases is that you need all 3. Okay, now that you have a big picture understanding of the reading success path, I want to give you something to help your child with the I can phase, because what I've seen over and over is that the I can phase has a huge impact on the I want and the I will. So I want to give your child some free reading lessons. So this is our intro training in the Boss Reading Gym, and it presents a different and more engaging way of looking at reading. Super easy to implement. Each lesson, it's only like 15 minutes or so it's easy to fit into a busy family schedule. And because they're engaging and interactive, you don't have to fight with your kid to do them. The big idea here is that everything is easier when you know the game and you have a strategy to win. So that's our goal now, to help you figure out the right exercises and the right approach that your child needs. This works for struggling readers, reluctant readers, neurodiverse learners, because every brain can grow when it's trained the right way.